if excellence starts being your running partner, then you got a pretty good chance. If you wait for 3 or 4 games and like, okay, let's be great today. Oh, what? We got the top team in the country, and you're not living in excellence each and every day. And you're not straining. You're not making yourself miserable each day so that you can say, hey, I did something really hard. That it's hard to do something hard later.
There's no doubt that you are upping, that pressure and upping that level of performance. I think that obviously for me, and I think everybody else, every question that seemed to kind of press you on this season is, centers around September 20th, November 1st, and November 22nd in terms of Michigan, Penn State, and your alma mater, Michigan, USC, and then your alma mater, Penn State. I know you don't look at a season in that capacity. You look at one game at a time. But when you set a schedule like that and you pull your coaches and your team together, how do you get them to one, respect the magnitude of what's in front of them, but also stay focused on showing up and doing the work each and every day?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like that is the job, right? Because, we're so outcome driven, which we should be. But, to me, like, okay, well, we want to go to CFP. We want to win the Big Ten. We want to win the national championship. But like, shoot, so does everybody else. Every team in the country says that. So, goals are easy. Execution is everything. And so how do you execute? You come out every single day. And my point to our guys is always, whatever the intensity we're going to have for the last game of the season, whether that's a national championship game, a bowl game, a playoff game, or the last game, whatever the last game of the year is, whatever that intensity we're going to play with is, well, then we got to practice that way tomorrow. And we probably will tomorrow, but like 10 days in, when you're sore and beat up, you got to practice that way 10 days from now. And there has to be that same intensity. There has to be that same message about every single day, like going out there and just being great. Because to me, the wins are fun because they're achievement. It's fun to go out and achieve, but it's just a measure showing your greatness. Like I want to play good teams so that we can show that we're great. But then I also have a chance to just be great in everything that we do. Like we can be great in the way we work out in the mornings. We can be great in the way that we meet, the way that we do everything. And really, when I think about my goal, I want to run an elite, great, really the best college football program in the country. Like, and that's not just on game days. Like I want that to be every single day. Everything we do is marked by excellence. And so if excellence starts being your running partner, then you got a pretty good chance. If you wait for 3 or 4 games and like, okay, let's be great today. Oh, what? We got the top team in the country, and you're not living in excellence each and every day. And you're not straining. You're not making yourself miserable each day so that you can say, hey, I did something really hard. That it's hard to do something hard later. We've got to live that way every single day. And so, it started last year at the end of last year. And I remember putting up the schedule, David, and I was like, hey, look how many teams are like 5-7, 6-6, 7-5 like us. Who's gonna be pushing themselves? Who's gonna embrace hard things? Who's gonna have the courage to do things they're afraid to do for the next 6 months to get to the season? And our guys have done it. So I look forward to those games, but I also look forward to everyone that we play, because it's a chance for our guys to go out there and show greatness, show excellence, show mastery, show the love they have for each other in the game. And that's what I got into this whole thing for.
It seems like the things that you always preach, which is the family of the team, right? And that relationship aspect. Can you describe kind of that for maybe, younger coaches, maybe some high school coaches out there that are trying to figure out how to get these kids that, it seems like as I evaluate high school football or, younger football, wherever I go, whether I'm looking at IMG, or I'm looking at, some teeny little podunk football team in the Panhandle in Florida, can you describe why you think it's so important to that familial attitude, that family mentality in raising young men as well as young players is so critical to developing great programs?
Well, I think one of the most powerful words in the English language is the word us. it means that you're part of something. Like it means you're part of a family or part of a group or, part of a team that leads to belonging. I think as humans, we all want to belong. We all want to have a group that we protect and we know they'll protect us. Right. So we're trying to always build us. We're always trying to build a team. We're trying to build a place where guys can feel safe to challenge themselves, to put themselves out there. Cause I mean, if you're just playing for yourself in crucial moments, like when you could take that chance to go make that play, they could win the game, but the pressure's on, you might not do it. You might be afraid of making a mistake and getting crushed on social media and all the things that people will say. But when you know that you're part of a group and you know that when you fall, they're going to be there to catch you or pick you up. When you know that like, hey, it's not about me. It's about my brothers and the brotherhood that we built. And then they're going to lay it all on the line. And, we live in a day and age now where, people are transferring, we're moving around. It's kind of like everyone's their own corporation, their own brand, as they say. Mm-hmm. And there's some good things that come along with that probably, but you'll never ever have that sense of, hey, I'm a part of something, that sense of belonging and the safety that comes with that. Yeah, you're missing out. Like the locker room is the greatest place in the world, man. And so we're just always trying to build a great locker room with people who care about each other. And you have to be willing sometimes to walk away from toxic people. Like toxic people kill that. And so if you can if you're willing to do that, if you make tough decisions, you protect the locker room, they'll come together and then they'll do things that no one thought they could do because they're doing it for each other.